Hello and welcome to this week's OTR Love Team Time Trial Series. My name is Andy and I'll take you through the highlights show today. First of all, we're going to be hearing from Jonathan Geddes from TTT Mushroom. We've asked him some questions about their approach and so on, and also from Peter Austin, OTR Blue, same questions. So quite interesting to see what they have to say. So this is week 10 of season 3, getting really close to the end now. We've got 9 teams paddling out for 5, 10 and 15 kilometre time splits. So first of all, Gigante's Artemis. Again, they look good. They're all staying together, and generally I think they do throughout the rest of the race. For OTR Eureka, we've lost Stephen already. And it looks like we've had problems with Johan as well, so he's dropping back, but he's coming back in, so is Troy. For Team RTR, it also looks as though we've dropped a rider, so is it Rishi? Yeah, I think Rishi's dropped. For the rest of the team, look as though they're riding well together. However, Glenn's holding quite a bit of a gap, so there's quite a gap between each of the riders at the moment, as you can see. And finally, OTR Wicked. Again, looking really strong. It's a really strong team this, week in, week out. So Gigante's Artemis, 5k split is 9 minutes, OTR Eureka 8 minutes 55, RTR 8:49, and OTR Wicked 8:03. So looking at the 10-kilometre splits with 19s, Gigantes, so Jamie Milan looks as though he's been dropped, but we've also seemed to have dropped Maria, who's about 272 metres behind the rest of the team. But that team is working well together with a group of 4. RTR still the gaps from what we talked about before, so you look at Glenn, he's 10 metres out, and the team are now having to push hard to close up. OTR Eureka, again, really good team, working well together, and the same for OTR Wicked, and they've become stronger each week. So, can we see anything from Racing Thought riders? They're still working a lot closer now than they have been from what we saw at the beginning, but also from the 10k splits. So Gigantes Artemis is 17 minutes and 33, OTR Eureka 7:31, RTR is 17:09, and OTR Wicked 15:57. They're looking really good teams. Well done for everybody. Again, Racing Thought riders, you've still got those gaps. I think that's going to be a theme for them this week. West London VR2, team are all working well together, staying in a group of 4. Same for West London VR1. And my team, 3R Mushroom, you've got Gab out front with Jonathan Geddes just swapping with Mikkel. John Stone, GJ, and Fred. The 2 at the back, but they close up. And for Australia Quackers, who have we missed? So we're missing one of our regulars, but we have T out front with Ben. Then you've got Ricky, Dan, and Dominic. Now, Dominic, I don't think I've seen before, but good ride from everyone. Still running together as a group of 5. No drops so far. West London VR2 is 15:53. West London VR1 15:03. So close together, you guys. 3R Mushroom is 14:27. And Quackers is 14:16. And finally, we have OTR Blue. Again, you got no one's been dropped so far. With Kevin out in front, you've got Gordon there, Peter Austin, Jim, James, Paul, and Roger. OTR Black. We have Nesta out in front with Tony, Peter, Adam, Rich, and finally AESRT. No others have been dropped so far. All working really well together, doing some strong pulls there, guys. So well done for that. While we're here, big shout out to our series sponsor, Vilas Tours Spain. They offer bespoke holidays for you and your best friends. Prices start from around £40 per person per night. But if you do mention Love TTT, then they'll give you a whopping 15% off. The OTR Blue is 14.13. OTR Black is 13.50. And AESRT is 13.40. So that's the 10-kilometre splits. And no changes. So next up, 15-kilometre time splits. Again, the 19s. So we do have a change. So OTR Eureka have been overhauled by Gigantes Artemis for the 15-kilometre split. But no change in the lineup. for both teams. And if you look at RTR, again, there's very little change in the lineup, but you do see both Carolyn and Richard slightly at the back, and we'll see that gap growing just a little bit more. And OTR Wicked, really strong group, really strong team, and no drop so far. So you can just see there Carolyn's slightly behind. She's now going to pull back up, which is fantastic to see. But you do still have that gap where you've got Richard and Carolyn together, and they've got like a 6-meter gap. So OTR Eureka 26:17, very close with Gigantes by 1 second. RTR is 25:52, and OTR Wicked is 23:58. Welcome to Jonathan Geddes from Team 3R Mushroom. So one of the questions that we asked Jonathan was around, last week we had a very similar course, it's slightly bumpier this week, but what were the team's thoughts on tactics and how different they were from any previous race?
With the team as equally strong as each other, I think we're quite lucky in that aspect. Drop riding doesn't really happen very often. What we tend to find is that some kind of people will have better weeks than others, and we kind of leave it down to that individual rider. I think we kind of know when we're done in the race, so we tend to kind of shout up pretty early and kind of let the other team carry on. What we do try and do is keep everybody together kind of as much as we can to keep the draft throughout as much of the race as possible.
And final question, Jonathan. What are the team's approaches to riders that drop during a race? Interesting one.
Similar course last week, I think our tactics will be quite the same as we have done throughout the rest of the race. It's kind of work together, see who feels strong on the day, double calibrate pulls for those who do feel strong, and just try and stay together as a team, really.
From OTR Blue, and Andy's asked us a couple of questions. The first question is a similar course to last week, so what were the team's thoughts on tactics and how different were they from the previous race? Well, the course was a little longer, and unfortunately we only had 4 riders, so we tried to stay as close as we could and get everybody around the course, which worked pretty well. Question number 2, what is the team's approach to riders that drop during the race? This is usually up to the dropping rider to call. If they feel strong, they can still ask us to ease back a bit. If they're done, they tell us to push on. We do try and look out for each other, and we'll drop back a little if we notice a teammate struggling, but at the end of the day, we are trying to set a competitive time. And the last question is, what's the feeling within the team about this season's racing? Well, we promised James we wouldn't mention the triangle course, but apart from that, we think the variety's been really good. Some courses are hillier than others, and there's a nice variety in the length, and the geographical locations too. Also, there's some really good new teams coming through, and it's great to have a little bit of competition. So although we're not near the front, around us there's some teams that are really close to us, and it's great to have that competitive edge. Hope that's helpful.
So looking at all the timing so far, you've got 3R Mushroom just increasing its gap between Australia Quokkas, and as we talked about before, Gigantes with that 1 second difference between OTR Eureka. Now, for this, what we've done is like before, so we've got all the teams working together for the last couple of minutes, and I will leave you with the nice music and the action. I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy. Please do comment and subscribe, and see you next week.